Hello, Blue Adept 111. It seems your three questions video is the cool thing to respond to these days, so I'm going to do just that. I'm going to make a response. I haven't watched any of the other responses, so I'm going to make mine and then see what everyone else has to say. So here we go.
Question 1. What is the simplest animal, in your opinion, that experiences pain? Is it a paramecium, a jellyfish, an earthworm, a slug, a housefly, a frog, a mouse, a cat, a dog, a chimp, or a human?
Okay, so which animals feel pain in the list you gave? I'm just going to go with the textbook definition pretty much and say anything you said from the frog onwards. What else do we really have to go off of? I mean, I suppose there's some disciplines that might argue that any living thing deserves to be preserved, and certainly with plant life or anything like that, I mean, there's a certain degree of ethical consideration that could be placed into that, but I just don't think that we can really say that anything that you said before, Frog, we can conclusively say that they feel pain, so that's what I'm going to say.
Question 2. Will it ever be possible to write a computer program that experiences the sensation of excruciating pain as long as the program continues to execute? And if so, is it immoral to write and execute such a program?
I'm not sure. You worded that kind of weird way. I assume what you're saying is if there was a computer program that would cause the computer or any sort of mechanical entity, so to speak, to feel pain, then would that be immoral? Or, well, first of all, is that even possible? And I don't think it will be possible. I can't see of any way for it to be possible. But it does raise an interesting ethical question as to, as far as like sentimental value attached to the computer, like perhaps, anything that could be damaging the computer, that someone cares about for whatever reason, that could be seen to be unethical. But, I mean, I personally have never felt any kind of emotional attachment to a computer or any piece of machinery. So there's that. However, if it were theoretically possible for the machine to be experiencing pain, then I'd say yes, it is unethical to execute a program that would cause it to be in excruciating pain, or in any pain really for that matter, unless there was a reason for there to be pain, or if the computer committed some misdeed and needed to be punished, then perhaps it could be justifiable. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that goes for any creature that can experience pain. I mean, and even some that don't. I mean, do you think that, like, most people say lobsters can't experience pain? Does that mean you go around smashing them with sledgehammers or anything like that? I don't think so. Especially things that have been proven to experience pain. It's unethical to unnecessarily cause them to, I think. Moving on.
Question 3. If two ants were contemplating the existence of a higher, more evolved consciousness, what would you think of their argument that such a being could not possibly exist because if he did, and was relatively all-powerful, he would surely intervene to prevent so many ants from suffering and experiencing needless misery?
Alright, let's just cut the shit on this one. What you're really asking is, what do you think of humans' argument that a god would not allow them to experience pain? Well, first of all, this whole ant question, you kind of try to shift it, saying, like, you say relatively all-powerful or something like that. But, I mean, God by definition is the creator, if we are to believe in a god. God is the creator of people, whereas people are not the creator of ants. So, it's not quite the same thing. But, let's get to the main topic. Could it possibly be, is there an argument that letting people be in pain is part of God's great scheme to build character or test people to get into heaven or something like that? Maybe. We can't conclusively say no. There can always be some crazy-ass hootenanny weird ass explanation for why God lets us feel pain or whatever if we're to believe in a God. However, we can say that God isn't doing magical shit. God is not lifting pencils in the air like I asked him to. God is not doing crazy stuff. There is no empirical evidence for God. So until there is, why should we waste time believing in God or not believing in God? Why should we care about this God if he's not doing anything to prove or disprove that he exists? Alright, that's it. Thanks. Bye.